Hello guys and welcome to Quipoin. So in the last video in the CSS series we saw about the color and background color. We learned about what are different type of code that we use to provide color and background color. We learned about hex, RGB, HSL and HSLA. In this video we are going to cover about text. We are going to see about the text properties. We are going to look into how to change your font, how to center your text, how to create shadows and effect on your text. So without any further delay, hit that like button, subscribe to Keypoint, and let's get started. Now, as we know, text is another main element of your content. You have to input your text or write your text in your website to show details and to write your content. Now, controlling the text is the main challenge in CSS. How your text look like basically adds value to your CSS. So let's open our VS Code and look what we are going to discuss today. So today we are basically going to cover all the major properties of text, in which comes the font family, font size, font weight, how to align your text, how to decorate your text, transformation in text, and how to give shadows to your text. We are going to cover all these things. So let's get started without any further delay. So I'm going to create a HTML file really quick, and uh, yeah, let's create a title and give it text. And now I'll just create a body and we are done. Okay, so let's write a h1 with, let's write welcome welcome to Quipoin, and then add a paragraph. Let's discuss about text. So I have basically created a very basic HTML page, with a heading and a paragraph, no div class and nothing. Now let's learn about text. So the first thing is the font size. Okay, so let's create a style sheet here. I'll just give it style tag and I'll give one h1, and again I'll give p. So I have created a style sheet with a style tag and I have selected my selectors that are h1 and p. Now let's give them some text size. Okay, the first thing that we are going to discuss is the text size. Now, what is this font size? Okay, cool. Let's go to the font size. If you see now, h1 in itself is a heading, but what if we want to make it larger? Okay, so what we can write is 50px. Okay, so you will basically see how the font size changed. Okay, though it is a heading, but you can also control its external font style. If I just copy paste it here, you can also control font size. Cut. If I just copy paste it here, and so you can see how the text or the font size is being controlled. Okay, you can just write your values here and it will go accordingly. If I write 80px, you can see it is not a heading, but I can provide it any text size of desired pixels, like 50 pixels. Okay, like 50 pixels. And there is again yet another way to define a font size. If I write small, okay, so it will become small. Then there is something called smaller. Then there is like extra small, and then there is double extra small, and similar there is something called larger, and then you can have a large too, and then you can have uh, an extra large, and you can have a double extra large. So this is a way to define your font size. You can define it by small, smaller, extra small, double extra small, or large, larger, extra larger, or double extra larger. And you can also define the font size in pixel. For example, I just want it to be a 40 pixels, so it will be a 40 pixel. Now we have done the font size. Okay, we discussed about the font size. Now comes the most important thing, that is font family. Okay, what is this font family? It is basically what you see in Word or in PPT. There is a whole list of families, so you can change actually your style of your font. For example, here you can see there are different styles like Arial, Helvetic, and Sans Serif. So you can say how the style changed. There are again this is the most common style. Then there are again styles in font family. For example, this Franklin, which is one of the most used font. Again, I like this. I personally like this font. So this is also a font style. So this is how you change your font family. This is how you change your text family. This is how you change your styling. You can look how beautiful it is looking. If I just control paste it here, control paste, and look how different, how good it is looking. Okay, I'll just change it to 20 pixels. You can see how well it is looking now. Okay, like this is my personal favorite font. Now there are many different types of family, and you can also like export font family that are not mentioned, or that are not in loaded in your HTML. You can just, you know, like you can just go to uh, Google font. You can just go to Google font. You can open here, and you will get a lot of fonts here. Like if I want this font, I'll just go here, and what I'm going to do is, okay, got it, and I'll just write get font. Okay, and you can just download it here, or you can get your code here. And like told you, if you want link, you can get a link, or if you want a CSS class, you can get class, or you can just import it from here. For example, if I just import it in style, like I'll just copy it and I'll just go. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste it here. Okay, okay, Control X. And what I'm going to do is remove it. I'll just paste it here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'll just write the font here. Like, what does it say? So you have to write this. Okay, font family Sheriff. I'll just control it, and let's just paste it here. Control V. So you can see I got this font. Okay, you can see how this font works. So this is how you can import a foreign font. Okay, this is how you basically import your foreign font, or the font that is not available. So you can see I got my font here. It was not available in my HTML, but how to import a font, I just showed you. So this is how you can import a foreign font too. Just go to the Google font and select your font and get the import, or you can also get the link that will go into the head, and you can basically get your font here. So this is how the font works. Okay, I'll just keep this font. This is looking good. Now comes the font weight. Now what is this font weight? Okay, I'll just show you. So font weight is nothing but it is basically getting bold or light or medium bold to your font. You have seen like how what boldness your font should be. So that is your font weight. For example, if I write bolder, okay, if I write bolder, or just a second, here, let's do it in paragraph. So there is a font, and then I'll write a weight. So we are done with the font family. Like I told you how to import, you can basically go to your Google font and you can get your font from here, either link or import, and you can just paste it here and in font family write whatever code it is given here. Okay, so this will go in your font family and you can import your foreign fonts here. Now let's say I want to make my this paragraph one more bolder. Okay, so this is a really light. Now I want to make it bold. So how I'm going to do it? I am going to use something called font weight. Okay, so this font weight basically tells what should be the value of boldness it should have. For example, if I currently do 500, okay, if I currently write it to 500, so it will be bold. If I write 900, so it will be more bolder. And you can also, after pixel, you can give something like bold, or you can write bolder, so it will become more dark. So this is how you give boldness to your font. So using font weight, you can also write lighter, so it will become light. So this is how you use font weight. So we have discussed about font size, how to give font size, then font family, water font family, and how to basically import font from Google, and then we learned about font weight. And now let's go into text align. Okay, text ALIGN. Text align. Now what is this text align? This text align is nothing but currently you can see that my text is on the left side. What if I have to do it on center? So I'll just write center and my text will be in center. Similarly, I can do it for the above H1 tag 2. If I write here, you can see it came in center. So this is how you basically write or you align your text. If you can see lighter, I just do it bolder. Okay, and it became bold. Yep. So this is how you align your text, right? And then you have something called right. So it will go into the right. Then you have left. So it will go to the left. And then we have something called justify. Justify. So what is this justify? Justify is basically how your text will be separated when there are multiple words or multiple sentence, so that so the HTML or the CSS automatically adjust your text. So that is why the justify is used. Most commonly people use justify because it is easier, or it leaves it to the HTML how to really separate or how to create a spacing between the text. So this is how you align your text. I'm just going to align it to the center now. So I'll align it to center and we are done. So after text align, we have text decoration. So what is this text decoration? This text decoration basically creates a line in the text. So if you want like a line under your text, so you will just line underline. So there will be a underline in your text. Or if you want to like cross your line or cut your line, so you can write line through and there will be a cut in your line. And if you want like overline, so you will just write overline, so there will be an overline. This is how you create a text decoration. I'll just keep it underlined right now. Okay, underline. It looks good. So this is how you create, basically not decorate, rather you create a line or underline, overline, or strike through your line. So this is what text decoration does. Then comes the text transform. So basically, if you have written everything in small and you want some pieces of your text to be capital, so you can use uppercase, which will make all your text like uppercase. Then you can use capitalize, so it will just capitalize your first letters, and then you can use lowercase to like lower to make your every text lowercase. For example, if I just copy paste it here and I'll write lowercase, so everything will be in lowercase. So this is how you basically use or transform your text. Now we have done most of the thing, we have covered most of the thing. We learned about how to resize your font, or how to basically change your family of the font, and we also learned about how to align your font, then how to basically decorate, or rather get your underline, overline, or strike through. And now we have also learned how to transform your font text. Okay, if you have like everything in lowercase and you want the first letter to be capitalized, so you will just use capitalize in transform. If you want everything to be capital, so you'll use uppercase, and if you don't want everything to be capital, you can use lowercase. Now hmm, as you capitalize. Now let's look into again the important, one of the most important thing, or one of the most thing that is used, that is shadow in the text. This really creates an impact in your HTML page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write text, and then I'm going to write shadow. So what this shadow does is basically create a shadowing effect in your font. And there are total of three values in the shadow, or four values in the shadow. The first value is x-axis, the second value is y-axis, the third value is the radius till which you want your font shadow to be. Okay, and the third value is the color, or the fourth value is the color. So for example, if I want my control Z, sorry, for example, if I want my text shadow from the x-axis to be like 1 pixel, then from the y-axis I want it again like, let's say, 2 pixel, and the radius of the shadow that I want is, for example, 5 pixel. Like radius is basically how, what will be the depth of the shadow. So I wanted 5 pixel, and the color that I want is, for example, red. So you can see how the shadow is created of a red color. And like if I remove it, so you can see how beautiful, how impactful it is looking. Okay, so this is how you basically create a shadow. So if you want to increase the strength, you can just increase the strength. Okay, you can see the strengths, different strengths. So this is what a text shadow does. And for example, if you want to like increase your length via y-axis, so like you can see the difference. Okay, you can see how it is going through the y-axis, and similar it will be for x-axis, like you can see how it is moving along the x-axis. So this is how you create a text shadow effect. Okay, and for, if I just write gray here, or this color, so you can have a really good shadowing effect in your text. So this is how you basically, these are the property of text. This is how you align your text. This is how you give weight to your font or text. This is how you change the family of your text. This is how you transform your text. You create shadow effect on your text. So these are important things, and these are very minute details that you mentioned in your CSS, that looks your, that give a very good look to your website, because the font is very important in any website. If the font is boring, if the font is really dull, nobody's going to read your website. So this is the most unique, and this is the very important or minute detail that you have to remember every time when you create your website. So I hope you guys understood. You can go to you can cut you can go to the Quipoin website, and you can look into the modules that we have created, and you can learn. If you have missed anything from here, you can watch the video again in the YouTube. And if you have still any questions, you can go to the Let's Discuss forum. You can write your questions here, and we will be answering all your questions. So in the next video, we will be discussing more on the advanced CSS. We have basically covered the basics parts of CSS and how to create CSS. Now we will be moving into the advanced CSS. So please hit that like button and subscribe to Quipoin to be stay tuned and for regular updates. So thank you for watching this video.